going like that. So I think to make it slicker and more professional, that's what I do in the future. Having said that, I'm not going to be doing real wedding ceremonies. So it's okay if there's a, I say, I'm going to put you on mute now and do it. If I was slicker and better at editing the videos down and all that, that would be great.
Okay.
Just, follows the script and changes the view. I think that would be a real slick. It would look much more professional.
Wow. Yeah.
To read them, because if they'd spoken them, then the camera would have automatically gone on to them and not me. But they are quite a reserved couple. They're not that's them. They didn't want to do it, and that's fine. They wanted me to read them and then to say I do. That's what they chose. So
That's
laptop.
okay.
So also my own laptop died 2 days before the ceremony. Yeah, and I know I was so I had to use my husband's laptop, and I'm still using my husband's laptop. He's going mad. I couldn't order one. I couldn't get to the shops. I just had to make do with what I had. Again, I'm not technically savvy. I'm an old woman that can just about work an iPhone and just about do a Zoom meeting, but I don't have the technical skills really to make it. Okay. So it wasn't a wedding, so there was no need for wedding rings. However, and this is a funny story, the groom went to the shop and he bought Haribo, Haribo rings, jelly rings. But he didn't tell me this. This was something he did independent. And because he told the man in the shop he was going to have a virtual ceremony, the man in the shop phoned the newspaper, and the newspaper did an article because the man had bought Haribo jelly rings. It was great. To you, I'll send that
Wow.
to you.
Thank
Well, we ended it the way they wanted to end it, and they wanted to end it singing All You Need Is Love by the Beatles. So I was worried about performance rights and said I'm not willing to play the bride with Alexa. They asked Alexa to play it. It was funny. And I muted everyone and we all sang along. And that was the end. We raised a glass, we toasted to Terry and Sophie until January, let the countdown begin, and then they sang their song, and then the guests chatted for 5 minutes and said congratulations and we'll see you soon. And then I said, okay, everyone, we're ready to finish now. And that was it.
Wow.
To their Alexa, they played it from their end.
Oh, from their laptop.
Yeah, it wasn't a laptop. It was I don't know,
Yeah.
their
Okay.
whatever you call that Alexa
Yeah.
thing.
Okay. Okay. So I understand that now. Okay.
Was no ever any issue about legality.
Exactly.
And even when if we'd gone ahead and been in the big barn, the big venue that we were going to be in, there wasn't an issue about legality. It wasn't that isn't what is important in our ceremonies.
Yeah.
It's the coming together, it's the making the vows.
Wow.
I'll ask you a question.
Yes.
Bali is a Muslim country, isn't it?
That's a good question.
But obviously you have to get your head around the. So I don't know what in Scotland when you're doing a legal ceremony, everything is exactly the same. You just have to ask one question, and that is just about do you agree to do this of your own free will, basically. And if they say yes, technically that's all you have to do. To make it legal. Well, obviously you have to have the papers and everything, but so your ceremony itself is the same. You've got an added challenge of how you do the administration, but the administration is administration. I think the real benefit of a virtual ceremony is that microscope, if you like, is that ability for everyone who you love and who you want to share it with to be able to see in real time everything very closely. And they wouldn't get to do that with a regular ceremony. Yeah. The downside is that you can't hug anyone.
Then I have problem. I'm a hugger.
Me too. Hugs and kisses everywhere. So I think that the physical contact is missing, but the emotional contact is intact. It's strong. So
How do you do the engagement or the interactive during the ceremony? Because I sometimes like asking, do you, and then do they turn on the speaker on, or do they do the bride and the groom like mute all the time or unmute?
My couple were unmuted all the time, but they knew to be quiet. But often I asked them to speak or to say something arranged. And so, but they were unmuted most of the time. I'm glad, because again, that would have been me more on and off and more stage directions to follow. So that would have been a challenge. But I think it depends on how savvy the couple are with using Zoom and that format.
My couple can save the budget. You know, in Bali, sometimes Indonesian, when you have wedding, they invite about 100 people, and then it costs you a lot. But with this
Yeah,
virtual ceremony, wow, save the budget, and they are happy. And number two, they have no problem with legality, so I think they'll be happy.
perfect.
And number
Perfect.
three, they support the government policy, which is physical distancing.
Yes.
So we follow
There
the
are a
rule.
lot, everyone is financially hit by COVID, everyone. And I predict that the big weddings are not going to happen. I think lots of weddings next year will come back down because people can't afford it, because goodness knows we might still have some degree of social distancing next year. So I think from a financial point, it's a great thing. It's a really good way to save money, but still have that connection and still make those vows.
I agree with that. You know, like love, no need quarantine. Love, no need passport. So
Yeah, we used Love Wins, Love Wins, and all you need is love, and we used that throughout the ceremony. Love wins. No social distancing.
wow.
Happy to send you the raw ceremony if you want to have a look,
Yes,
but
please.
don't judge.
No, I will not just remember why I'm here. I'm going to learn from you
Sure.
because
Okay, so as I say, it was this is unedited. It's all the mistakes and all the everything, but I'm happy to share it with you if you send me your email, and I'll send it to you by WeTransfer.
wow. Thank you so much. Because we transfer, I can edit your can take a look, like I can check the script. It's very important so I can get the big picture. And
Sure.
then I'm gonna give you credit. Like, okay, I learned this from Alyssa Johnson, so I can put your or
No
mention you in
problem.
there
That would be great. Yeah,
because
yeah, yeah.
I am a man of integrity. If I'm using someone else's like learning or something, I'm gonna put your credit in there for sure. So please send me your
Fantastic.
please send me your link and I don't know your contact, email address, and photos or videos so I can like, hey, this is not belong to me. This is belong Elisa Johnson. Very good example. You know, like if you want to have wedding in Spain, here this contact. You know, like, boom.
Or-
That's what I'm gonna.
Great. No problem. Um, what was I going to say? Just sends me the edited one. I'll send that to you, and I'll send you my script. And then you can have a look at how they match up.
Wow,
The
Elisa.
other thing that went wrong was my printer stopped printing as well just before. I mean, everything went wrong, so I just had to dive in and ad lib some of it as well. But there you go.
So I think this is my challenge. You know, I'm a bit perfectionist because I always keep the best for the couples. You know, sometimes it's difficult for me to make mistake. I want to do right.
So I would say that actually, the fact that you care, the fact that you are so invested in them to get it right is way more important than whether you don't read your words properly or make a mistake. In fact, it could be too polished. It could be too slick, like a video, like a like a music video rather than a real life ceremony, maybe. So it's okay to make mistakes. Everyone is going to see everything.
Wow.
A wedding.
Yeah.
Also of a colleague of mine who's an actress, and she did a beautiful ceremony. So I've got edited highlights of that, so I'll send you that as well.
Wow. Thank you
Okay.
so much, Elisa Johnson. Do I need to send you something? I can send you my script example
Money,
too.
send me money.
You are
Another meeting that they can join if that one stops. Yeah.
okay. Plan B, which is another laptop with another meeting. So it just in case it's down, and then you can go to another one.
Yeah.
Wow. I agree with that. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Just namaste.
Good luck.
You too. Stay in touch.
Take care. Bye.
Bye
Bye.
bye.
Bye.